At your gaming table, what is an inside joke that you've developed with your party? I feel like these are some of the fun parts, really fun parts of D&D. We start to feel like a gelled team together. In character, get to really learn and know your other characters and even make those quips, make those jokes about each other reoccurringly. In ours, for example, I can't remember the specifics of it, but we've gone through a bunch of like underwater fighting, and we'd fought like a couple of like rough sharks that were like kind of reanimated and they came back and all this sort of stuff. Like it was like pretty grueling combats underwater. And on the way out, a small crab came across our path, and like it wasn't going to attack us. I don't believe it was going to attack us or anything like that, or maybe it nipped at one of our characters. And our barbarian Logain just like completely went with it, fucking screamed at the top of his lungs. And ever since that, it's just been like it's been an absolute thing that Logain is like terrified of crabs, but like specifically small, like little nippy crabs are trying to get at your ankle. And honestly, that's been one of my favorite parts. Or even like I kind of early on with my character Daldu, I decided that I wanted him to it's for pure stupid reasons. I was like, I want a wizard to every now and then I'll spit out maybe a wise word or two, and then I'll ruin it by having a really creepy laugh at the end. And I actually don't think I can do it anymore. Something like that. So he'd say something nice or wholesome and then finish it up. Just, my favorite bit is everyone's reactions go, oh. That was great. Does your table have any of those moments of standout or any of those inside jokes that kind of reoccur, anything like that? And kind of what prompted this conversation is over on Reddit, Pirate Frog had asked this, and there's some great responses in the comments. So this person, Sunset Gal 24, says there's an official "Is this wizard trying to become a lich" checklist made by the government. It's over 3 pages long. It's mandatory for wizards above a certain skill level to be checked against yearly. The king, who's a good guy, and our warlock, who's also a good guy, hate each other so much that the king has a picture of the warlock pinned to his dartboard. I love that. Somebody has like just some poor fucker of a grunt soldier. His job is to go around to all the like crazy powerful wizards and like, oh, is this guy becoming a lich? Is he gathering the materials to become a lich? That's a great one. And so this other person, soon to be Sam, says, "Moving on and joke about the tiefling warlock and whether he has feet or hooves." With him insisting he has feet and everyone else saying that he's hiding his hooves by wearing boots. Even the player has made occasional "ow my hoof" comments, like he was caught off guard, and then tonight saying, "I love that, man." We've been playing for over 2 years and still going. It's so funny too. I just love that shit. It's in one of our games, one of the other PCs, a Goblin Artificer, made an offhand comment about his skin being grey when somebody else points out his skin is in fact green. We all looked at him. He had two. We all looked at him like he had two heads before we realised he'd made his character colorblind. It's kind of a recurring joke in canon that goblins are colorblind in this world. That's amazing. What they don't say, I'd love to know if that was like intentional by the person who was playing the goblin from the get-go, or if that was just spur of the moment, like said the wrong color or something like that. Those little moments where you make a mistake about your character and then it becomes like a reoccurring thing as well, those are gold. Yeah, having jokes about each other or kind of ongoing reoccurring things like this is just, in my head, really cements the feeling that your group is a proper team or proper friendships forming kind of between each other. I listened to the Glass Cannon podcast for like 6 or 7 years, like while I was on the go. It's still on the go, but their initial like flagship show, season 1 of the Glass Cannon podcast, and they had on like the fucking first episode. There was one of the characters, Joe, had this orc ranger. I think he was. Was he a ranger? I think he was a ranger. But he named him Lork. He named him Lork, and I can't remember how it's spelled. But somebody just made the joke as if you were trying to be French, like Lork. So he's named himself the orc. And it was an ongoing joke, man. He used to kill me anytime he brought in what's your son's name, and it was like what was it, Jason or something, like, and instead of Jason, like Jason. It was just like Oh god, it was so good. If you haven't checked out that podcast, check out that. They're fucking oh god, I'll never forget, like anything revolving around Lork, or even honestly just around Joe became like a bit of a joke then, the names. Oh, fucking hilarious. Okay, so Mad Hatter has, in quotations, I closed the door. And so they say the structure of many classic modules has important chambers with their own box text that the DM is meant to read to describe the area beyond, like the flavor text, and along with any big bad evil guy and our monster occupants. Many an epic encounter has been undone in my early career as a DM by the simple phrase uttered by a player before I can finish reading. It's often a pretty good tactic. It gives the party the option to retreat and buff themselves, while the NPCs take the time to figure out what to do. Outside of the game, it's become a running joke whenever something ominous is revealed, either in real life, in a movie, or on TV. Usually this is a giggle or a solemn nod. I love that. It's like, okay, I open the door. Inside, you see 3 beholders and 7 hobgoblins. I close the door. That's great. Let us know if you have any of your own from your own tables. I love these small little jokes, or small little reoccurring bits that people have at their tables. And also, especially when you're listening to a podcast, it's very fun to feel like you're part of the joke, part of the inside joke again when it pops back up. So I think it's very just very useful, very fun in general. All right, guys, that's it for me today. Catch us on the next one. Toodles. Bye bye.